Hello everyone, my name is Abby Bliss White and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to do a full face of Chanel favorites. I have a new little perfume over here that I wanted to use as the inspiration for this look. So if you are interested in seeing how I got this look, learn a little bit about this guy, then let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, let's put some makeup on my face. I did want to let you know, yes, I have a new background here. This has been a work in progress and I do have a funny story, but I'll leave that towards the end. But anyways, welcome to my little new background area. So let's go ahead and start by putting on some makeup. And I pulled out a bunch of my favorite Chanel products that I have not used in a while. And we're gonna start with the Beige. Yep, that's Sagmo in the background. She is being a monster today. This is the Sheer Healthy Glow Highlighting Fluid. Well, we're gonna try to create a little glowy little concoction here. So I'm gonna use this as my base. And this is just gonna give me a really nice little illumination. I'm just gonna kind of use my fingertips with this guy. Don't worry, it's not gonna look too shiny underneath the foundation, but this adds a nice little base. So I just wanted to kind of show you this on my skin directly. I usually mix it in with my foundation. Now we've got a little bit of a bronzy glow going on, and I ended up pulling out the VITALUMIERE AQUA, and this is one that I have used for years and years, and I just thought, you know what? Let's pull it out again. I have it in shade 32, and that tends to be like my perfect match in Chanel. Here's what this looks like. The reason I always love this one is that it just did not look like makeup on my skin. I would just use a little teeny layer of this. It's just super thin, watery, just like it says, Aqua VITALUMIERE. And it just gives you kind of a nice little dewy complexion. So we're going to just use fingertips to start. Just taking whatever's left on my hand, and I'm going to be pouncing that all over the skin with the bottom of the sponge. Just kind of meshing this into the skin for a seamless appearance. Okay guys, this is one of my favorite little combos. It is the Beige. This is the sheer highlighting fluid, and then I love to use the VITALUMIERE Aqua. This is an oldie but a goodie. This is kind of going to give you a light to medium. You can build it up kind of coverage. It does have an SPF, but just a 15, so I wouldn't use this just clearly as your SPF for your skin. Then I'm going to bring out my Chanel the Le Corrector, and this is in Rose. Now Rose is going to kind of brighten up, and I'd like to just use it right in this little space over here. And I don't like to use too much underneath here. This is extremely brightening, and I do really love this concealer. It's a teeny bit drying for my more mature eyes, so I just tend to focus it in this little kind of dark hollow, and then I'll just kind of take a little bit down my nose to highlight, and a little bit of this on the lids as a base for the shadow. And then if you want, I'm just going to pull out any of the excess, and I'm just going to kind of bring it up onto that eye area. So just a little bit of brightness here. Then next I'm going to take the Beige. This is the Healthy Glow Bronzing Cream, and I love this stuff. So this is sort of the classic. This is the new version, and I am going to I'm going to use an IT Cosmetics Heavenly Complexion brush, and I just kind of take it just like that. And then I am going to, in a circular motion, place this on my skin. And then this is just going to give me like a really natural looking little bronze warmth to the skin. And pull whatever I have left on my brush and just kind of carving underneath my chin, and then I will bring just a little bit down my neck, trying to kind of match everything. Then for eyes, I ended up pulling out the Blurry Green. I have not used this in a while, and I am trying to kind of pull out some oldies but goodies. This was a favorite last summer. It has just these beautiful kind of bronzy shades with a little pop of green, and I just ended up falling in love with this guy. So we're just going to do a simple eye using this, and I'm going to start with just this little bronzy shade right over here. And we'll close the eye. So this just gives you such a beautiful little bronzy tone for your eyes. Then I am going to go in with this sort of mossy green, and I'm going to go into the outer corners. I'm going to use Sonia G, this Blender Pro. I'm going to go over into this little mossy kind of green shade, and I'm just going to place a little bit of that just right on that outer V, and we'll take it up just a little bit into that crease area. And I'm going to blend everything out. So we're just kind of placing a little bit of shadow on at first, and then we'll buff it out. Going to take this Wayne Goss little artist, and I am going to use this to kind of buff this out, soften a little bit of that darkness here. Then I'm going to be going into this lighter taupey shade, and we're going to be placing that on the lid. That's going to lighten this look up just a little bit. Okay, just sort of blended everything out. It's sort of a little kind of golden mossy eye, and then it brings in this brighter kind of green, and so this is where the fun begins. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that, and I'm going to put that down by the lash line. So this one was a little surprising because it just added a little pop of color versus more of that kind of taupey kind of moss look. Okay, we have the blurry green eye on, and then I did use the Celadon eyeliner just to kind of amp up the eyes just a teeny bit more. And next I am going to use one of my favorite blushes that I have not used in a while, and that is Golden Sun. Now I'm not sure if they still are making this one, but it's such a pretty blush. If not, I will come up with an alternative to put into the description box. Jersey is always a nice kind of neutral blush, and I'm just gonna okay, we've got a little Golden Sun on. This has been a funny video to film today because I've gotten interrupted 6 times now, and here comes Satchmo. So we're just gonna roll with it. Then for highlight, I decided to pull out the BAUME Essential. This one's in SCULPT, and this is just a beautiful cream-based highlight. It is going to give your skin a glossy little look, kind of give it a little bit of health to it. So I'm just gonna use that. I love how easy this stick is, and again, it's just gonna kind of liven up my skin, but because it is a cream product, it's gonna sink in and not look too blingy on the skin. This is like a very natural looking kind of highlight. Gives you kind of that little bit of a wet look, not overly wet, but you'll see it's just going to give me a little bit of dew, and I like that with this kind of combination of foundation. For lips, I am going to be using the Chanel lip liner, and this is in 164 PIVOINE, and this is like one of my favorite ever lip liners. I love this color. Then I am going to top this with my Rouge Coco Flash, and this is in Easy. And again, this is just the perfect kind of nude. It is a little bit warmer and deeper than Boy, which is another one of my favorites. And again, it's that kind of hybrid glossy kind of formula that kind of works great for my particular kind of lips. So it's a little bit of a hybrid, just a little bit of a glossy little lipstick. These are so easy to wear, and this Easy shade is just fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna just do a quick little powder through the T-zone. I do have the new Chanel Poudre Universelle. This is something that my daughter loves, so I use a tad bit of this, and I am just gonna powder down the T-zone. Not much. I do really like this powder, but it's a little bit mattifying, and I kind of want to keep a little bit of a glow going on, and I'm just gonna kind of go ahead just right through the T-zone where I might have a little breakout, but I want to keep that little shine going on. So we'll just do a little blending here. In general, I tend to use more illuminating kind of powders, so this is perfect like as a translucent, slightly more matte powder, but we have not found a huge difference between the new one and the old one. So just going to point that out. Okay, you guys, this is the final look for the day. We are gonna finish off with fragrance of the day. I did end up getting the Chanel. This is from the Les Exclusifs, and I'm calling this my happy fragrance. So this is Beige. It is from the Les Exclusifs line, and you guys, I've kind of fallen in love with this. Now, I have smelled this several different times and have been on the fence because it always reminded me of something kind of in the 90s zone. And for some reason, I don't know if it's that the weather changed or that I just want to smell like Johnson's baby shampoo right now, but I find this fragrance to be so inviting. I just have been loving it. It definitely has a 90s little vibe to it. It does remind me of Johnson's baby shampoo, but I mean that in the best way. It has a very clean, kind of bright, sparkling nature to it, and I just have been loving it. So yes, it does have the Chanel DNA in it. It's got frangipani, it's got freesia. It also has honey and hawthorn in this, and it is just so good. It just makes me happy every time I put this on. I sort of think we are going through a time right now where we want to have simpler times when things aren't so complicated, and this perfume is doing exactly that for me. I cannot quite explain it. It just is a happy fragrance. I've just been wanting to douse myself in it, and it just is reminding me a lot of good memories of my mom, my grandma. All of a sudden I have gotten over that. For about the past year, I haven't wanted to smell any Chanel perfumes because it always reminded me of those two ladies. I don't know, not in a bad way, I just didn't want to smell like them. But when I sprayed this on the other day, I was just like, oh my gosh, I love this. This perfume just completely makes me happy, reminds me of simpler times, and I just have been loving it. It is also one that my entire family's been liking, so I am thrilled to have this baby in my collection. Just a beautiful, sparkly, uplifting kind of fragrance, and just have been loving that. So perfect for the summertime. Okay, we made it through this tutorial. Whew. And then I do have one quick story is I now have a new background. You guys, here it is. I got this piece. I had been looking for something with some shelves and such, and I decided to pop into West Elm because sometimes they have furniture that you can buy that's already, that had been returned for like 50% off. And guess what? I had been looking at this piece online, and then lo and behold, it was just waiting there on the show floor just for me. So I love a good deal, and I got very excited. Let's just say I got a little bit ahead of myself. The piece would not fit in my wagon. It was like just a teeny inch too short. And these kind of things sort of stress my hubby out. He's not really good with these little Fandango kind of adventures that I like to create. So the next day I had to rent a U-Haul in order to go pick up my steal of a deal on my piece of furniture. So I'm always going to be laughing about that. Once we get it inside, yes, I may have hit a wall or two bringing it inside because I acted like I could do this all by myself. But long and the short of it is that my daughter's boyfriend, Manny, and I made it up the stairs. We made it into we made it into the room, and I just like this little background a little bit better than what was here before. We're all making it work, and anyhow, let me see if I can show you. So this is a work in progress, having a little bit of fun creating my own little space. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day.